You could be just 7 days away from feeling in control of your life again. 7 days, 1 week. It seems like a short time, doesn't it? But here's something most people don't realize. The difference between someone who feels completely lost and someone who is in control of their own life isn't years of therapy, months of military discipline, or a radical transformation. It's all about small strategic decisions. Decisions that seem insignificant when you make them, but that create such a powerful domino effect that in a few days you no longer recognize the version of yourself that was paralyzed, confused, and overwhelmed. There are fascinating studies on something called micro-behavioral changes. Researchers at Stanford University have discovered that the human brain does not respond well to major revolutions. In fact, the brain sabotages them. When you try to change everything at once, your nervous system interprets it as a threat, and then it activates resistance mechanisms, procrastination, self-sabotage, lack of motivation. All of this is your brain trying to protect you from what it perceives as dangerous, sudden change. But do you know what he can't resist? Change is so small, so simple, that he doesn't even realize he's being reprogrammed. That's where the magic lies. This video isn't about transforming you into someone else. It's about giving you back something you lost in the chaos: control. Take control of your time, regarding your emotions, regarding your choices, regarding the feeling that you are driving your own life and not being dragged along. And it all begins with a 7-day protocol. 7 actions. Each one of them is calibrated to reach a specific pressure point in your life system. This is not superficial self-help. It's applied behavioral engineering. And it works because it was designed to work even when you're not motivated, even when you're exhausted, even when you think you've tried everything. Before continuing, subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Leave your like and tell me in the comments. Which area of your life do you feel you've lost control of the most? Work, health, relationships, mind? Answer below. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. Day 1. The anchor that supports everything. If your life seems chaotic, there's a very clear reason for it. What I'm about to mention is probably the starting point for all your other problems, and it's probably not what you imagine. It's not a lack of discipline. It's not laziness. It's not a lack of goals or a brilliant career plan. It's something more basic that's being ignored every day. Sleep. I know. You've heard this before. Everyone talks about sleep. But let me ask you a question. Do you really treat sleep as the foundation of everything? Or do you treat it as just another item on your list of things you should improve? Because there's a huge difference there. Most people try to fix their lives by starting with the things that are visible. They want productivity, so they download a task management app. They want to be healthy, so they join a gym. They want focus, so they try to wake up at 5 in the morning. But all of this falls apart in 3 days. Do you know why? Because these people are trying to build a house without a foundation. And the foundation of everything, absolutely everything in your life, is the quality of your sleep. When you sleep poorly, you're not just a little tired. You are operating with a chemically compromised brain. Your cortisol levels spike. Your ability to make decisions is cut in half. Your emotional regulation goes out the window. You get irritated by anything. You can't concentrate. And the worst part is, you start to believe that's how you are, that you are anxious, that you are unproductive, that you lack willpower. But that's not true. You are only operating with a nervous system in a state of emergency, and that's where the problem lies. When people finally decide to improve their sleep, they do what they always do. They go all in. They buy blackout curtains, melatonin, a meditation app, a smart alarm clock, a new mattress. They turn sleep into a project, and projects generate anxiety, and anxiety destroys sleep. So today, on day 1, you're not going to do any of that. You're going to do just one thing. But this thing is so simple, so easy to do, that your brain won't be able to resist. You will choose a fixed time to go to sleep. Always the same time, all day, even on weekends. And 10 minutes before that time, you will create a shutdown ritual. It doesn't have to be complex. This could include turning off screens, brushing teeth, changing clothes, adjusting the bedroom light. Ready? And that You're not trying to get 8 perfect hours of sleep. You are not optimizing REM sleep cycles. You're simply sending a clear and consistent signal to your brain, now is the time to slow down. And do you know what happens when you do that for a few days in a row? Your circadian rhythm is starting to adjust. Your body starts to anticipate sleep. You fall asleep faster. You wake up with a little more clarity. And this clarity, however small, is the fuel for day 2. Because tomorrow, you're going to use that energy to do something your body has been begging for weeks. Move. Chapter 2. Day 2. Restarting the engine. You woke up today, and maybe, just maybe, you noticed something different. The mental fog hasn't disappeared, but it's a little lighter now. That heavy feeling in your chest when you open your eyes. It's still there, but not as suffocating. This is not an illusion, it's momentum. And today we're going to amplify that. Let's talk about your body. When life falls apart, one of the first things you give up is movement. You stop exercising, stop walking, stop even stretching. Your body turns into a chair with legs. No support for a head that only thinks, worries, and procrastinates. And then something very dangerous happens. You start to believe that you are too tired to move. But the truth is the opposite. You're tired because you're not moving. It seems contradictory, I know. But the human body wasn't designed to be still. It was made for hunting, running, climbing, exploring. When you become stagnant, your nervous system interprets this as, we are in danger, we have no energy, we need to conserve resources. And then your brain makes you even more lethargic. It's a vicious cycle. The less you move, the less energy you have. The less energy you have, the less you move. But here's the good news. You can break that cycle in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Tomorrow morning, right after waking up, before grabbing your phone, before thinking about coffee, before anything else, you will move your body for just 2 minutes. It can be whatever you want. Jumping jacks, stretching, dancing to a song, walking around the house, whatever. There's only one rule. Move your body. Why does this work? Because movement activates 3 fundamental things in your brain. First, endorphins. Those neurotransmitters that make you feel good, alive, capable. Second, blood flow. Your brain receives more oxygen, and with more oxygen, you think better, feel better, and act better. Third, and perhaps most importantly, you break the pattern of inertia. You prove to your nervous system that you can begin, even without wanting to, even without motivation. You can take action, and that belief, I can start, is the seed of everything. Because if you can start, you can continue. And if you can continue, you can finish. And finishing is exactly what you're going to do on day 6. But we're not there yet. Because before you can finish anything, you need clean energy. And clean energy comes from the fuel you put into your body. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about food, but not in the way you're used to. Chapter 3. Day 3, the real fuel. Let's be direct. Your relationship with food is probably broken. And it's not your fault. You've been trained since childhood to eat things that shouldn't even be called food, things made in laboratories, designed by behavioral scientists to activate the same reward centers in the brain that drugs activate: sugar, salt, fat, in combinations that don't exist in nature. Everything is calculated to make you eat more, and more, and more, until you can no longer tell the difference between real hunger and just a chemical addiction. Then you look in the mirror, feel guilty, promise yourself you'll eat better, download a diet app, count calories, cut carbs fast, and in a week, you're eating in secret again. Do you know why? Because you're treating food like an enemy. And when you fight against food, you always lose. On day 3, you will not fight. You're not going to tell anyone anything. You won't be deprived of anything. You're only going to do one thing: eat real food. What is real food? Food you recognize. Food with a simple name. Food that doesn't come in a package with 20 unpronounceable ingredients. Breakfast, eggs, fruit, bread. You know what's inside. Natural yogurt. Lunch, rice, beans, a piece of meat, chicken or fish, and vegetables. No delivery, no microwaves. No more cereal bars that taste like chemical cardboard. To have lunch, something you prepared, even if it's basic, even if it's simple. You're not doing this to lose weight. You are doing this to clean the system. Because when you stop bombarding your body with chemicals, additives, and disguised sugars, something profound happens. Your inflammation will decrease. Your energy stops fluctuating wildly. His mood stabilizes. Your mind becomes clearer. And for the first time in a long time, you feel like you're in control. It's not the bag of chips controlling you. It's not the propaganda controlling you. It's up to you to choose what goes into your body. And that, my friend, is power. Real power. Not motivational. Physiological. And with that power, you're going to need space. Mental space. Physical space. Because tomorrow you're going to cleanse something that's been draining your energy without you even realizing it. The environment around you. Chapter 4, Day 4, the external clarity that creates inner peace. Have you ever noticed how impossible it is to think straight in a messy place? I'm not talking about a bit of creative mess. I'm talking about that chronic mess. Stacks of paper, clothes thrown around, objects out of place, drawers that you don't even know what's inside anymore. Each of these items is a micro-decision that your brain needs to process. I should fix this. I need to throw that away. I'll organize it later. And all these accumulated micro-decisions become a constant cloud of mental noise. You don't realize. But it's there, draining your cognitive energy all the time. It's like having 50 tabs open in your brain's browser. Everything slows down. Everything becomes more difficult. On day 4, you will close some of these tabs. But not all of them. Just a few. Choose a surface. It could be your desk. It could be your bed. It could be the kitchen countertop. It could be the bathroom sink. A surface, and clean it thoroughly. Don't organize this clean. Take everything off. Wipe it with a cloth. Leave it empty. Or if that's the case, intentionally leave only the essentials in it. No more, I'll just stack them better. No more, I'll put it in a box and see about it later. Clean, in truth. You'll think this is nonsense, that it won't make a difference. But it will. Because when you look at that clean surface, something happens in your brain. The brain receives a signal, I am in control, and that signal is powerful. Because for most of your life, you feel like things are happening to you, that you are reacting, that you are being pushed. But when you clean that surface, you are taking action. It's your decision. You are creating order where there was chaos. And the brain loves order, not because he's boring, but because order means security. It means everything is under control. And when you feel like you're in control, you start wanting more of it. You begin to protect that surface, to prevent anything else from accumulating there. And gradually, without forcing it, this desire spreads to another surface, to another area, to another room. But today, there's only one. A clean surface, a space of clarity. And with this external clarity, you'll realize that you have internal space as well. Space to feel, a space to connect. And that's exactly what you're going to do tomorrow. You will reconnect with something you've been missing for far too long, another human being. Chapter 5, Day 5, the connection that heals. When life falls apart, we isolate ourselves. It's not intentional. It's not a conscious decision. It's instinctive. You start canceling appointments, stop replying to messages, let the calls go to voicemail. And little by little, without realizing it, you build an invisible wall between yourself and the rest of the world. At first it even seems comforting. Finally, some peace. I don't need to pretend that everything is okay. But then, 1 week turns into 2. 2 turned into a month. And suddenly, you are completely alone. And loneliness isn't just emotional, it's physiological. Studies show that chronic isolation has a very large impact on the body. It increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, and triggers cortisol spikes. And what's worse, it fuels the narrative that you don't matter, that nobody cares about, that you're alone in this. But that narrative is a lie. And on the 5th, you're going to break it. You are going to do something very simple yet profoundly powerful. You will reconnect with a human being. In truth, not by text, not by comment, not because of likes. By voice. Choose a person, someone you've drifted away from, someone you admire, someone who made a difference in your life at some point. And send a voice message or call, just 5 minutes. You don't need an elaborate reason. No need for an excuse. Just tell the truth. I was thinking about you. I missed you. I remembered that time when we... Simple as that. And do you know why this works so well? Because the voice carries something that text will never carry: humanity. Tone, emotion, break, breathing. All of this activates regions of the brain that remain dormant when you only type. When you hear the voice of someone who matters, your body releases oxytocin, the hormone of connection. Your cortisol levels drop, your heart rate slows down. You feel seen, you feel remembered. And that, my friend, is medicine. It's not a metaphor, it's biology. Even if the person doesn't respond right away, even if the conversation is short, the simple act of opening up, of reaching out, of coming out of isolation, that changes you. Because you prove to yourself that you are still capable of connecting, which still matters, which is still part of something bigger than just the mind itself. And with that energy, with that reminder that you are not alone, you will be ready for the next step. Because tomorrow, you're going to take all this clarity, all this energy, all this connection, and finalize something. Something that has been haunting you for far too long. Chapter 6, Day 6, the victory the brain needs. Something is following you. You know exactly what it is. That task you've been putting off for weeks, that email you never send, that conversation you're avoiding, that home repair you've been ignoring. Every time you remember, you feel a pang of guilt, and then you push again. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll deal with it later. It's not that important. But it is, because every unfinished task is an invisible burden, a constant reminder that you don't finish what you start. And when that belief takes hold, it contaminates everything. You stop trusting yourself, stop believing you are capable of seeing it through to the end. And then new projects, new plans, new promises, it all becomes just another thing you'll probably abandon. On the 6th, that changes. You will choose a task, just one, and it will end. From beginning to end. No excuses, no half-finished solutions. Even without 80% is good enough. Finish. In truth, it might be small. Ideally, it should be small. Don't choose to reorganize your entire life. Choose something that is bothering you. That form, that drawer. That's the return you owe, small but real. And when you're finished, something extraordinary happens. Your brain releases dopamine, not because you did something huge, but because you closed a cycle, and the human brain is addicted to closed loops. He hates half-done things. When you complete something, the brain registers, we did it, we are capable. And that feeling isn't motivational. It's neurochemistry. It's real. And it gives you something you haven't had in a long time. Genuine self-confidence. Not that false confidence of an inspirational post, but the confidence that comes from concrete evidence. I said I was going to do it, and I did. And with that victory, however small, you enter the final day. The day you'll do something most people never do. Stop. Stop consuming. Stop getting distracted. Stop running away from your own silence, and finally, listen to what your mind has to say. Chapter 7, Day 7, The Space to Think. Do you know what the greatest luxury of the 21st century is? It's not about money. It's not the right time. It's silent. Mental silence. The ability to be alone with one's own thoughts without needing to fill the void with distractions. But we can't take this anymore. We grab our phones the moment we're bored. We put on music, podcasts, videos, anything to avoid feeling the discomfort of silence. And so, the mind never rests. It never gets processed. It never digests. It just keeps accumulating information, stimuli, noise, until you no longer know what you truly think. You only repeat what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've consumed. Today, the 7th, you will regain your mind. For 2 hours, you're going to do something radical. You're not going to consume anything. No social media, no YouTube, TikTok, no news. I am a podcaster. No series, nothing. 2 hours of you with yourself, and you can do whatever you want during those 2 hours. Walking without headphones, writing without structure, looking out the window. To sit on the couch and just exist. Let the thoughts come, let your emotions run high, without judging, without correcting, without trying to produce anything. Just being there. At first it will be uncomfortable. It can even be distressing, because you'll realize how many things were being drowned out by all that noise. Concerns, resentments, forgotten dreams, decisions postponed. But let everything come, because it is precisely there, in that space, that clarity appears, not with noise. No further information available, but in silence. And after those 2 hours, you're going to do something equally important. Review the week. Grab a piece of paper, a notebook, your phone's notepad. It doesn't matter. And he replies, what worked this week? What did I feel was different? Which habit had the biggest impact? Which one do I want to keep? What do I want to adjust? This is not a gratitude journal. It's not a motivational goal. It's calibration. You are learning to steer your own life. And to drive well, you need to look at the dashboard from time to time. See what's working, see what needs adjusting. And continue. Because the truth is this, you didn't fix your entire life in 7 days, but you did something far more important. You proved that it's possible, that you can sleep better, that you can move, that you can eat with intention, that you can create order, that you can connect, that you can finish, something you can stop and think about. If you can do all this in 7 days, imagine what you can do in 7 weeks or 7 months. This week wasn't the end. It was the engine starting. And now it's up to you to decide where you're going to drive. B.J. Fogg, who spent more than 20 years studying human behavior at Stanford, said something that changes everything. You don't change your life by doing big things. You change it by consistently doing small things. And James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, adds, you don't climb to the top of a mountain in a single leap. You climb with small steps, but those steps need to be in the right direction. And that's exactly what you did this week. Small steps, but in the right direction. It wasn't about perfection. It was about recalibrating, reorganize, restart the engine. And science proves it. Small changes in key areas of life generate cascading effects. When you improve your sleep, your energy improves. When energy improves, movement improves. When movement improves, nutrition improves, and so on. Each part of the system affects the others, and you've just adjusted the most important pieces. But here's something you might not know. There is an 8th day. It's not part of the protocol, but it's the most important of all. It's the day you decide whether you're going back to autopilot or whether you're going to stay in control. Because the truth is that real change doesn't happen in 7 days. It depends on what you do after the 7 days. This is the real test. And that's where most people fail, not because the protocol didn't work, but because they think it's already done. We relax. They're reverting to the old ways. And in 2 weeks, they're exactly where they were before. So the question remains, what are you going to do tomorrow? Let's recap. In the next 7 days, you're not going to make a radical transformation. You're going to do something much smarter. On day 1, you adjust your sleep, the foundation of everything. On day 2, you move your body and break the inertia. On day 3, you eat real food and cleanse your system. On day 4, you organize a surface and create external clarity. On day 5, you reconnect with someone and remember that you are not alone. On day 6, you complete a task and prove that you are capable. On day 7, you stop, breathe, and review everything. Each of those days was a piece of work, and together, these pieces form something powerful: control. Control over your body, about your mind, regarding your environment, regarding your relationships, about his life, and that's no small thing, that's all. So now, I want you to do one thing. Go to the comments and tell me, what was the day that impacted you the most? What change did you feel the most strongly? Because your answer might be exactly what someone else needs to read to get started. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications, because there's a lot more content like this coming soon. And if you enjoyed this video, I invite you to watch one of these that's appearing on your screen right now. You can definitely gain a great deal from this. Hugs, and see you in the next video.